Kurwa. Oh, are those bullets?
Don't hesitate to bury any other corpses you find left unburied. You have my blessing.
You're the wild dog, you wretch. If you're another of them bastards trying to steal him or poison him, you'd better make yourself scarce.
Okay, are you Krezyl? Ah, there we go. Miller Krezyl. Let's talk to him.
God bless.
And if you remember from the first Kingdom Come Deliverance, the Millers are kind of like the Thieves Guild. I don't know if it's still the same thing here in Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, but there actually is some historical basis for that. There's like a lot of actually good YouTube videos about this, but it had to do with the Millers, some of the Millers having a reputation for like cheating when measuring out flour after farmers would bring their grain to the mills to have it milled into flour. Like a lot of farmers would accuse millers of like cheating, and so they got very, very suspicious of millers in general, like cheating when it came to measuring out the flour. I heard you're looking for help. What's that pen beyond the stream for? Can I spend the night here? I heard you're looking for help.
I heard at the Troskovitz Tavern that you might have a job offer.
Well, you don't look lame. I reckon I could find some work for you.
I also heard you're invited to that big wedding coming up.
That's no business of yours at the moment.
Damn. What kind of work do you have for me?
All right. So what kind of work do you have for me?
You'll be carrying sacks of flour.
Oh, not again. Dude, this is like the third guy in this game who just wants me to do that tedious task of carrying sacks of flour. We could say, you don't have anything better, I won't carry the sacks, or alright. What happens if we say you don't have anything better?
You don't have anything better? I can do other, more useful things.
Oh, that's nice and all, but there's only one thing I need from you right now. That's hauling sacks of flour.
Here we go. Laboratores par... Oh, we could actually try to convince him. I'm good with a sword, I pick pockets, or I can read and write. Huh. So it looks like we can maybe unlock some different tasks by convincing him. You know, let's try I'm good with the sword just because that's the one I have the highest rating in.
Maybe you could use an armed escort. In a remote place like this, I'm sure you could use someone with some battle experience.
Battle experience, you say?
Don't ask me to kill someone, please.
I suppose you look the part. Fighting for your life, all dressed in steel. I reckon that takes a lot of strength, eh?
That it does. And not just strength.
Of course. So, as a fearless strong man, I'm sure you wouldn't mind a little warm-up.
Of carrying sacks
hauling
of flour.
sacks of flour for me.
Do you really have nothing better I could do?
I do.
Oh, Lord.
But only for people I know already.
Okay.
And you're not one of them.
That was kind of funny. Yeah. I like, as soon as he was like, so you can use a warm, I'm like, oh god, I could see he's gonna turn it around. I'm guessing he does that for all of the options. I'll carry the sacks.
Alright. It's not like I have much of a choice, do I?
God damn.
The sacks are in the barn. And the wagon is in front of it. I'll give you a groschen for every half dozen you carry.
Okay.
You won't have to buy
dozen?
food. We'll take care of that. And you can sleep here, in the barn. But not on the sacks of flour. You understand? Or I'll tan your hide.
Alrighty.
Climb up to the loft with the others.
Oh, fuck me.
Careful what you wish for. Go on, get to work.
Cool. So it looks like we might have unlocked a resting place here in the Semine. Yeah, since you got your own bed. Alright, cool. So we can rest here now. But I don't think I really need to rest just yet. Let's go ahead and let's go ahead and carry the sacks of flour here. So here's the sacks. Let's go.
Won't even break a sweat at this rate.
Jeez. Let's bring these to the wagon. Okay, this guy's like my bro. I guess we're like in the same trade. We're sack carriers. There we go. Sack haulers.
Isn't getting any lighter.
We have big sacks. Okay, at least this isn't that far. So here we go. Pick this up.
Have to be careful not to drop it. Time for another one.
Yup.
It's as light as a feather. Good exercise.
Did he just say good exercise? Alright, here we go. Cutscene. Kurwa. Oh, are those bullets? Huh. That's not flour.
Have you got it done?
That's lead shot, my boy. Is he smuggling weapons or something?
I said, are you done?
You're milling some pretty peculiar grain here, Miller. It's got a bit of a metallic flavour to it.
Kurwa. Can't you be more careful?
Tell me the truth. What are you really doing here?
Seems I'll have to lift the lid off the cauldron of knowledge sooner than I expected. You think you're ready?
We can say yes, don't change the subject. What lid? I kind of want to say what lid.
What are you babbling about? What lid?
It was a figure of speech.
I knew that.
All right,
but...
I'll explain it simply. I'm attempting to convert matter into a truly miraculous energy.
What?
I understand. It seems impossible. I'm sure you're asking yourself what that has to do with the metal in the sacks. But we're only just scratching the surface. You see, for my experiment, I'll need something sinfully earthy.
Like gunpowder.
Something we'll have to appropriate. And that's something you can help me with, my curious apprentice.
Thievery then. I'll help you. Let's say I'll help you.
I'll help you.
That's the right attitude. Now listen up. In Troskovitz, next to the tavern, there's a rat house. And in that rat house, there's a chest. And in that chest is a document I need. One that used to be mine. But due to an unfortunate twist of fate, ended up there. It's called The Offer of Hermes Trismegistus.
Oh.
It's written right on it. You said you could do all sorts of things, so I assume reading is one of them.
Right.
Am I right?
I can read. But I reckon that's the catch, isn't it?
The catch is, the chest is under lock and key, and most likely well guarded.
Of course it is. And then you'll get me into Semine's wedding?
Aye. If you help me, I'll find a way to get you there. Miller's honor.
Okay, so this seems to be part of the like branching onto the main quest now, like grafting onto the main quest, Wedding Crashers. Let's say I'd like to learn about thievery.
I'd like to learn more about the art of thievery.
Thievery? Why call it the art of thievery? It's simply an art. But all right, enough wordplay. If you want to learn
Hensel.
something, go and see Hensel. He'll tell you how to relieve people of the things in their purses, or how to quickly and painlessly send them to the land of dreams. And if you'd like to try opening locks without a key, there's a chest in the barn that you carried the sacks to. You can practice on that.
Alright, where can I find the document?
Where exactly should I look for this document? I doubt they've only got one chest in the Troskovitz rat house.
I can't help you there, but my hand Zinnik might know
Zinnik.
more. He had the document on him, but then the bloody fool got caught because of something else, and they took it from him. I'm pretty sure he's still on display in the stocks on the square. Just
Okay.
remember, lad, if you get caught like he did, the guards will turn out your pockets.
Got it.
And it would be pretty hard to explain what a tramp like you is doing with a document he can't even
Hey,
read.
I can read. Alright, I know all I need.
All right. I reckon I know everything I need. Thanks.
Alrighty. Yeah, I've
Jesus
actually
Christ
heard
be
of Hermes
praised.
Trismegistus before. I don't remember what he did exactly. Like, I remember it having I think I remember it having something to do with, like, tarot or something like that, or, like, some other, occult stuff like that. But, I'll have to look it up later. Okay, so while I'm here, let's go ahead and do all these optional side quests. Even though I've been doing a lot of thievery already, and I'm assuming these are mainly tutorials, let's just go ahead and see what happens. I just want to see all the characters in a conversation and whatnot. So here's Hired Hand Hensel. I want to try pickpocketing. I want to try takedowns. What's that pen over there by the rock for? Do you know of any ways to make money? I want to try pickpocketing.
Krezyl said you'd teach me to pick pockets.
Sure, follow me. I know a quiet place.
Okay.
So Krezyl took you on just like that. Surprising. Krezyl hardly trusts anyone. He's a smart man. So don't you even think about betraying him.
All right,
That
why would I
end
betray him?
badly for you. Not to scare you, though. That's not what I'm here for.
Okay. Why are you stuck on this pole? Hold on. Okay, looks like he just got stuck there for a second. I do love this new following feature in this game. Okay, well, here we are. What's up?
Let's begin.
Not so fast. You're new here, so here's some advice before we get started.
It's not my first time. Yeah, let's just try to pass this check just to get some speech practice.
Don't worry. It's not my first time.
Well, well, well. You fancy yourself. Let's see. Where would you look for keys on a person?
In the front pouch, of course.
All right. I see you have some skills. Do you think you're up to stealing something from the front?
You bet.
Then why'd you come to me? I've got nothing new to teach you.
Okay.
I just want to give it a try.
I'll gladly help you with that.
Okay.
First of all, rich or poor, most folks carry their things in a pouch either in front or in the back. The front one holds keys, coin, and other small items.
Okay.
And the rest is in the back.
Exactly. Now, this is important. Don't steal from the front pouch unless you're sure you know what you're doing.
So pouches. People usually carry a pouch at the front and the back. Depending on the size of individual items, they can be found in one of the pouches. Each pouch also lets you steal the contents of another one, but it will be more difficult. If you activate the perk Inconspicuous, stealing from the front pouch will be easier because your target won't see you. Okay, let's try to keep passing these checks. I can manage a different way.
No problem. I can manage a different way.
Oh yeah? And how's that?
I'll take it from behind.
That you can. Just remember, it'll be further away and there's a bigger risk of getting caught.
Don't worry. I've tried it before.
Show me how nimble your fingers are then.
All right?
Okay.
Let's do it.
Here we go.
To me.
So in order to start stealing, yep, I'm not going to read that whole tutorial. So here's his pouch. And you have to stop before it gets too red, otherwise he'll notice us. Okay, so this opens up. I'm not going to read all that.
What are you doing there?
Okay, so we can steal this. Boom. Took his key.
Very nice. I didn't notice you at all, and that's exactly what you want. Now give back what you took.
Here you go. What now?
That's it. It's a simple art. But if you want, you can give it another try.
All right. I want to try takedowns.
I'd rather try takedowns.
Why not, since we're here? Well then, it's easy. Sneak up behind me and choke me out. I won't fight back the first time, so you should have no trouble. Just remember, you mustn't let me see you.
All right.
All right? I'll give it a try.
This should be fun. All right, so we need to sneak, and then we need to knock him out. Here we go. Knock out. Oh, wait. Did I actually knock him out? Oops. Drop the body. Crap.
Nice choke.
Oh.
I'm still seeing stars.
I was worried that I
didn't
actually,
notice you at all.
like, choked
Nice
him.
job.
You know, and then I would make everyone go hostile for doing that. Oh, man. Well, thanks for letting me choke you out. That was good practice. Do you know a way to make some money?
Would you know of any other way to make some extra money?
The only thing you can do in this backwater is steal cabbages. But go and ask those woodcutters on the opposite hill.
Okay.
You might find something more interesting there.
Why the woodcutters?
Just think about it. They've been cutting timber in the middle of nowhere for a pretty long time. And they get paid for every wagon they unload at the sawmill. They work all day long and don't move an inch. They have nothing to spend their money on.
I think I know what you're getting at.
All their earnings must be hidden somewhere in their camp. And it must be a lot of money.
I wonder what the actual deal is, though, with the woodcutters. Like, what are they actually doing? Are they smuggling or something? Or doing some kind of contraband? What does the miller say?
What does Krezyl say about that?
He said it would be obvious it was one of us. After all, they can see right into our backyard from their camp. But you're not from around here. You might get away with it.
Okay. Let's go ahead and end dialogue. I might have to check out that woodcutters camp at some point.
Didn't fight back the first time.
No.
This time I won't make it so easy. Remember,
Oh, okay.
if your victim is able to defend himself, you can still turn things around. But it'll be a close call, shall
Got
we?
it. All right, let's do it.
All right, let's do it.
I guess we were still in the middle of knockout training, and then I started a whole separate conversation. Here we go.
You shit! Not like that.
Okay, I
Try
didn't pull it
again.
off. Okay, let's try that again.
All right, let's do it.
Okay. Oh, I guess I got it that time. Let's go.
Nice choke.
Okay.
I'm still seeing stars.
I don't know if that was in the
I wasn't
first
even aware
one,
of you.
because I remember I tried knocking some people out before and then getting confused when that popped up. Like, I don't remember if blocking knockouts, stealth knockouts was a thing in the first Kingdom Come Deliverance. I don't remember it anyway. Okay, here we go. Alright, doesn't look like there's anything else we can do with Hensel.
One last time,
Oh.
and for real.
Oh, okay, never mind. I guess we're not done yet.
All right.
Okay, here we go. Knock him out. There's that. Boom. Okay. Why did he want us to knock him out again? For what?
Ow. You've got some strength in those arms. I didn't notice you at all. Nice job.
Okay, I hope we didn't cause him any brain damage by continually doing this to him. Get up, Hensel. Okay. Is that everything?
That's all that's to it.
Okay.
Just one more thing. Not only can you choke someone out, you can even send them to their maker. For that you need a dagger. And now, would you like to try that takedown on me again?
No thanks.
Thanks, but I've learned enough.
Yeah.
Suit yourself.
Okay. Alright, yeah, I have done stealth kills already in this game, so I was already aware of that.
Oh, you poo.
Okay, so here's the practice lockpicking chest. It's very easy. Oh wow, I forgot I had the perk that lets you instantly pick very easy chests. Okay, so he said my bed was up here in the loft. So let's actually find our bed and let's take a nap just to get a save in here. Let's head over to Troskowitz and knock out this quest really quick. Materia Prima. Okay, so we're back in Troskowitz. I'm gonna try to find Zinnik and get more information about this document that Krezyl wants us to steal. Oh, it's the guy in the stocks. Okay, hired hand Zinnik. Why can't I talk to him? I have to be closer to him.
Are you Zinnik?
Yeah, look, mate, I really need to piss. Can you let me out of here?
Where's Krezel's document?
Krezyl sent me. He's looking for some document the bailiff took from you.
And what's the password?
What password? Millwheel? Hermes Trismegistus? Or I don't know. Hermes Trismegistus.
Hermes Trismegistus?
I'm just shaking your pizzle. You should have seen your face. They caught me at night when I was robbing a merchant, and then they make any distinction between what I stole and what I already had on me. They took everything, including that document, and locked it all away in the chest of stolen things in the Rat House jail. You could get into the jail from the courtyard behind the Rat House. It's right under the guardhouse. Or you could get there from behind the tavern alongside the fence. As soon as you find the stairs leading down, you'll know you're in the right place.
Well, who's got the key to it?
Well, actually, I had it, but when the guards shook me down, I must have dropped it. It was in the chamber, next to the one with the chest. They've got a pretty soft bed in there, I tell you. The key probably fell under it.
Okay.
And is that the only key?
Under the bed.
No, of course not. Every guard in Troskowitz has one. Best to rob one of them who's slacking off or having a nap. Look, mate, do you actually know how to pickpocket?
It's not my first time.
Of course I do. Wouldn't be my first time.
Good to hear it. They'll let me go soon, so if you get caught, you'll have nobody to keep you company here. Keep that in mind.
All right.
And have a pleasant evening.
I wonder if there's a way we could actually free... Oh, we can free him if we could pick this lock. I might actually try to do that. Let me see if we could actually free him. Well, there's a guard looking right there. And there's people right over here. Okay, I freed him.
These guys all pulling in the same rope. Thanks.
Got him out of the stocks. Cool. Not that we needed to do that, but I went ahead and do that anyway since he's part of Krezyl's gang, so. Here we go. Let's see if we can sneak into that place. I might have to wait till nighttime, but I think I'm gonna give it a try right now at sunset and see if we can get in there. Oh god, okay, so there's a guard right there watching, but if I like go around, I should be able to sneak around and have him not be able to detect me going down into the jail. Oh well, he's actually watching the entrance right there. Maybe I can knock him out or something though. Okay, let me see if I can knock this mofo out. Okay, so he's unconscious. Let me just hide him in the woods for a little bit. Let's just hide him over here somewhere. Hopefully nobody sees him over here. Let's drop him kind of far away, just in case anybody like is walking around out here. Yeah, let's like drop him all the way here, like he was taking a crap out here. There we go. Okay. Okay, here we go. Let's see if we can do this. Oh, I have the keys here, right? I actually forgot which room he described to me, though. Close this. Okay, so here's the book, The Strength of the Night 2. It's hidden in this haystack, but that's not the book that we need. Okay. So here we are. God, I'm too scared to turn a torch on because I'm afraid that's going to attract attention. But it's so dark in here, I can't even see. Okay, so we're in the jail now. This is the chest of stolen things right here. Okay, there's some potions in here, some savior schnapps. There, the offer of Hermes Trismegistus.
The offer of Hermes Trismegistus. That's Krezyl's document.
Okay. Alright, let's just get the heck out of here. I'm not gonna steal the rest of that stuff. Okay. Whew, so we got out of there without being noticed. Okay, so I'm back here at the Lower Semine Mill. I want to actually take a look at the document that we stole before I hand it over to Krezyl. I, the renowned Hermes Trismegistus, offer through my agents for exchange various alums, white vitriol, green vitriol from Guarani, lot 5, vitriol valis sancte marine, fertin, oleum sulfuris, mark, fertins quintets. Okay, those are like measurements, I'm guessing. Yeah, I have a feeling that this is the recipe for gunpowder, honestly. Alright, here's Miller Krezyl. Let's chat. I have the document from the rat house. Can you give me more advice? Ah, why is that a hard speech check? What will you tell me more about yourself? I'd like to try fighting. Where should I sleep? Let's try, can you give me some more advice?
How about some more advice on sneaking around in Troskowitz?
Advice? For you? You're as nimble as a cat. I can hardly hear you when you move. What else can I teach you? Seems you know everything already.
You flatter me. But still, I'd like to learn something new from you.
What do I wear to be inconspicuous? Okay, I'm not gonna ask him all this, because these are all, like, kind of tutorial-y questions about thievery, basically. Actually, you know what? What should I do with my weapon?
Well, a weapon in hand won't do me much good, but I feel more confident with it.
Seems like everyone does nowadays. But if you're not looking to draw attention, a dagger in your belt will do just fine. All you need in your hand is a lockpick and a bag for valuables. Well, it's best to keep your hands free. If you get caught where you're not supposed to, neither a dagger nor a lockpick in hand will look too good.
Okay, so he recommends not having a weapon for maximum stealth, although I've been sneaking around with a weapon equipped, and I haven't really had too much trouble.
That's all. Thanks for the advice.
I guess it's good in situations if you need, like, to be the stealthiest possible. You know what? Let's ask him more about himself. Before we continue the quest, let's go ahead and ask him some information.
What's your story, anyway, Krezyl?
Yeah.
Will you tell me more about yourself?
What business is that of yours? Seems to me like you haven't shut your mouth since you got here.
I'd really like to know more about you, that's all.
You know what? You ripped my sack, promised to help. What's the outcome of it?
Oh, damn.
Nothing. Just more questions.
But
you know what? Let's make a deal.
Okay.
When you prove to me you're not all hot air,
Okay.
we can talk.
Okay, then. Oh, man, I lost rep for that? Okay, let's hand over the document.
I have that document from the rat house for you.
Excellent. I knew I could count on you.
Judging by the contents, it seems like you're dabbling in alchemy here at the mill.
That's not a bad guess. But don't forget about astrology, theurgy, transmutation, and a smidgen of demonology. Although that's something anyone with a grain of sense should avoid. Now show it to me. so I can finally get the knowledge.
All right, here we go.
Good. This will come in handy. Ah, yes, of course.
What now?
That much. Going to need more. A lot more.
Did you hear me? What now?
Sorry. I got lost in thought. I owe you my thanks as well as reward for getting me the document. And maybe another little job? What do you say?
Don't tell me you've forgotten.
Yeah.
I need to get to that wedding in Semine.
Don't worry. Your path is leading that way. Only it'll be a little longer than expected.
Are you kidding me? You promised you'd get me into that wedding. Another Miller's trick. All right, let's just say, are you kidding me?
Are you yanking my pizzle?
Not at all. I'll get you to the wedding as sure as the heavens are above me. The fire of the Creator is within me. But you'll have to wait a while. Besides, things are about to get really interesting. Step by step, we're moving closer to the great revelation.
Enough. I'm sick of listening to your cryptic blabbering. Supposing you first initiate me into the mysteries of your enchanting mill. This isn't any run-of-the-mill business, so to speak.
Fun.
I smell something devilish here.
Devilish? Not at all. You guessed it. It's nothing less than high learning. Alchemy! And when I say alchemy, I mean real alchemy. Not some hocus-pocus brewing of potions for creaky joints and bellyache.
Tell me more about it then. Maybe I'll learn something useful.
I suppose. You are my apprentice after all. You deserve to know what all of this is leading to. Now, pay close attention. I want to make a golem out of dough. Then, using
I think he's
alchemical practices.
I think he's trying to
and
deceive
theurgy,
us. I think he's yanking our
bring him
pizzle.
to life.
What's a golem? Hard. I know what a golem is.
A golem, you say? Isn't that a kind of pie?
Oh man, we failed?
What are you going to do with a living pie?
Oh my.
Henry, a golem is a helper brought to life using divine words. A living statue endowed with massive strength. Can be made of clay, wood, stone, basically anything. I'll make one out of flour. Studying the Jewish Kabbals taught me a practice known as Maseh Bereshit. A mystic can use it to imitate the work of God. Just imagine. You know how helpful a golem would be at the mill? Carrying sacks,
I'm having a hard time
pulling wagons,
telling if this guy's being
guard.
serious or just trying to
He
just
wouldn't
like,
be
you know,
much smarter than Zinnik. But he
trying to
got the
deceive
strength of
Henry.
10 men.
Now this I have to see. That sounds like witchcraft. Let's say no, this I have to see.
My word.
Let's just play
That
along.
sounds
with it.
incredible. I have to see it.
So far, it's just all in my head. But if you're patient and help me, you'll see soon enough. It's in the interest of the advancement and prosperity of mankind. Just look at the Bible.
Look how Henry just
Moses
blinked.
could command the waters and speak to God through the element of fire. Jesus brought the dead back to life. I've no doubt that if our great holy Mother Church had been around at the time, they'd have crucified Jesus the same as the Pharisees. And all the apostles would have been burned at the stake.
So a golem, you say, made of flour? For the good of mankind?
Exactly!
And what about the good of me? You promised me a reward.
You already know that you can learn the practical application of certain useful skills from me. But for a few groschen, we could discuss the art on a more, let's say, theoretical level.
I'm overwhelmed with gratitude. Supposing you give me a few groschen first, as a reward for bringing you the document, and then I'll decide whether to trade the coin for some learning.
Oh, see now, I completely forgot. Here you go. So you don't go around saying that Miller Krezyl is a pinch purse.
All right.
I added in what I owe for those sacks you carried. And if you want some more work, There's plenty.
Okay. How about some more work?
What's this next job all about?
I need to find a saltpeter pit.
Never a wasted word, eh, Krezyl?
Short and to the point. That's my credo.
And how long will it take before you tell me what a saltpeter pit is?
A saltpeter pit is a pit in which saltpeter is formed.
Saltpeter is niter, that I know. They're white crystals similar to salt, but I have no idea what you might need it for here at the mill. Or is it supposed to be some peculiar Krezyl
making
wedding
gunpowder,
gift for
man.
young Semine?
Nothing of the sort. The Kabbalistic doctrine speaks of saltpeter as a vessel for the inexhaustible essence of life. Those white crystals are said to contain the very essence of being. That's precisely what we need to give life to our golem. Thanks to the ingredients from Hermes Trismegistos, his feet will never get tired and his fists will have the power to smash rocks. But saltpeter is the most important thing. Saltpeter will be the golem's heart.
Yeah, it's so obvious that he's making gunpowder or something related to guns, and then he's just deceiving Henry with this whole shtick about it being about making a golem, you know? Are you sure this will work?
So you're serious about this golem? And are you certain it'll work out?
Certainly. Otherwise, I wouldn't even try.
How much saltpeter will it take to bring to life such a big creature?
A lot. That's why I want you to find me a decent saltpeter pit. Do you understand?
I was hoping I'd learn something useful from you. But instead, you're making me wander around the countryside looking for some pit.
Well, you never know when an experience like that might come in handy.
I'll try and find that pit.
All right then. I'll look around for that saltpeter
Yeah,
pit of
why
yours.
not?
I just hope you know where to look. That you can point me in the right direction. And also that you'll get me into that wedding as a reward.
Yes, yes, and yes. Bonnie has a lead. She's a damned handy girl to have around. She can do anything you
Bonnie,
ask of her. But for you, the most important thing is that she knows how to look for niter, or saltpeter if you prefer.
Is she a witch? Is she a thief? Is she a dowser? What? Like, a dowser's someone who looks for water, right? Like wells? That's just as, is she a thief?
So Bonnie is most likely a thief. Am I right?
Bonnie is someone I trust without question, and you should too. Not only will she teach you how to find saltpeter, but also how to differentiate it from common salt. The main difference is it has kind of cooling taste.
Hold your horses. You want me to taste that nasty stuff?
If you don't taste it, you could confuse it with some nasty rot. You don't want that.
Damn right.
Don't be such a lily liver, Henry. If Bonnie can taste saltpeter, so can you. She'll tell you the rest herself. You'll find her in the lair.
The
That's
lair?
a secret storage space I have here just by the pond. Only my best people can get in.
Okay. How do I get there?
How can I get to this lair?
There's a bridge over the mill stream towards the southwest. Take the path to the left, just behind it along the pond. From that path, you turn right, uphill, between the rocks, and you'll find yourself right in front of the lair. You can't miss it. Oh, and so I don't forget. You could pick some herbs along the way to see Bonnie. It would make her very happy. She's just been through some tough times. Her dog died, and on top of that, she has to spend time with that blabbermouth, Zinnik. On the other hand, Zinnik might be holding his tongue for a while after his encounter with the Troskowitz stocks.
If Bonnie spends time with Zinnik, she may want some spirits rather than herbs.
Bonnie? Never. Being a decent Christian, she avoids alcohol like the plague. Right along, so you're back as soon as possible.
All
The
right,
lair.
to the lair. Okay, so that was Materia Prima, and this is the start of the quest Forbidden Fruit. Yeah, tasting the saltpeter reminds me of like a myth that I heard about the military. One of my friends was telling me that they put saltpeter in the food during basic training so that the recruits don't get too horny. I don't know if that's true though. Oh shit!
Whoa.
What the hell was that? I just heard a gun go off, man. Holy crap. But anyway, here we go. Let's see what's going on with this Bonnie character. at the lair.
Ah,
That must be Bonnie. So here we go. Here's Bonnie. I think. Yep, that's her.
Good day to you.
Oh, I'm looking for a saltpeter pit.
I'm Henry, Miller Krezyl's new apprentice. He sent me to search for
The
a niter
apprentice.
pit and said you might be able to help me with that.
Of course I will. I'm Bonnie. Nice to meet you.
Bonnie? It's not a name I hear often.
It's not the name I was baptized with. In our craft, it ain't a good idea to tell people your real name. That's why we use nicknames. What should we call you?
Let's see, we got the Butcher of Rannick. Okay, the Wolf of Scotland. Okay, why do these names feel like they're, like, you know, inspired by The Witcher, or homages to The Witcher or something? Like the Butcher and the Wolf? Come on, man. We've got the Poet, and we've got Henry. Well, she just said don't use your real name, dude. I don't know what the Poet is from. The Wolf of Scotland. The Butcher. Let's just say the Poet, man.
The poet.
Well, that's not very creative.
Oh, man.
You know what? I'll come up with a nickname for you myself
Okay.
when I get to know you better.
Okay.
Did you bring me something from the mill?
Actually, Krezyl said you'd appreciate some herbs.
He's right there. Do you have some for me?
I have something for you.
I've got something here.
Got some nettles. There we go. 20 nettles that are almost spoiled.
My word, that's exactly what I
Okay.
need. The
Spoiled
ingredients
nettles.
for the magic ritual.
What kind of magic ritual?
The kind where Zenek finally gets some sense into his head and stops making stupid beginner's mistakes. Just so you know, that mess with the author of Hermes Trismegistos would never have happened to me. Not me. While we're on the subject of rituals, did Krezyl tell you about the golem?
He did.
Yes, he did.
And what do you think of it?
Well, outside of Henry, myself, I don't believe it's a golem. I think he's trying to do something with gunpowder, but it's nonsense, sounds like witchcraft, or I can't wait to see what comes of it. I can't wait to see what comes of it.
I'm curious to see what a golem made of flour will look like. But I'm mostly curious to see if Krezyl will really be able to breathe life into it with the help of saltpeter.
I'm more worried that as soon as it comes to life, it'll slay us all with one blow. So, if by some chance it looks like something's going wrong, you won't see my heels for dust. And I suggest you do the same. But that's enough of that. We're not going to stand here talking about flower golems when we've barely just met. I'd like to chat with you too, Henry. Get to know you a bit. But if you're in a hurry to find Krezyl saltpeter, I won't keep you.
Let's talk.
No. I have plenty of time. But where to start?
You know what? I'll start. When they caught Zenek in Troskovitz, I was scared out of my mind that they'd catch me and clap me in the stocks. I had to hide out here for a while, so I haven't had anyone to talk to. Life in the lair isn't all fun and games. Zenek and all the other mill knuckleheads were never worth much as company. So I'm glad the millers finally found a normal hand for once.
All right.
You've got a beautiful dog. What's his name?
Mutt.
What a cute fella. How did you find each other?
He belonged to Teresa. I found him among the wolves. No, we played the first game, so he belonged to Teresa.
He belonged to this girl I knew, Teresa. She saved my life in my hometown, Skalitz, when I went to bury my parents.
Well, that's what I call an interesting past. I used to have a dog, but I don't anymore.
He died.
He started getting these lumps all over his body. He stopped eating, just slept all the time. And then, well, what's done is done. And what about you? What kind of family are you from? Also, thieves?
So we could say a family of blacksmiths, a family of knights, a family of thieves, or from an educated family. I'm gonna say one of these two, I think. A family of knights or a family of thieves. Actually, blacksmiths. Blacksmiths would be the truth, though. Let's just say thieves.
The very same. When did you steal your first apple?
Before I could even walk. But it wasn't an apple. It was a silver groschen from my godmother.
And you got away with it?
I did indeed. Nobody saw me, not then, not any time since. It came in handy in the convent too. Slipping out of a boring sermon unnoticed, that's what I'm good at. And it don't matter who's preaching, whether it's a priest, an abbot, or Krezyl. What do you think of the old miller, anyway?
He seems mystical. I don't understand him, or I don't know what to say. He seems mystical.
He seems awfully mystical. He has lots of experience, like as if he's lived for hundreds of years.
It's his beard that does that. Don't let it fool you. Thanks for talking to me. It really is good to have someone to pour my heart out to. But now, about that saltpeter. Before you came, and before Zenek fucked up with the manuscript, we collected saltpeter all over the place, mainly in sties. It has to be scraped from the walls. Horrible work, time-consuming and annoying. I'm not going to lie to you. We also looked in a few chests, just in case, you know. Anyhow, now all the sties in the region are scraped clean and we're sitting pretty on a nice barrel of saltpeter.
Okay, that's a lot. That's not enough.
A barrel isn't much.
But we did bloody thorough job. Unfortunately, Krezyl said we need at least 6 times as much.
6 times? Will one saltpeter pit be enough?
I reckon so. There should be as much as Krezyl needs for his masterwork. If you're looking for it, you ought to know how saltpeter forms. Do you have any idea?
No. Oh, we could say certainly. We could pass a check for alchemy and say certainly. I think that's alchemy or scholarship or something.
Certainly. You take a damp wall, like in a sty, you let the water evaporate from it, and you get this salty bloom.
That's right. But like I told you, all the sty walls in the region are scraped clean and we can't wait. Don't forget that saltpeter crystals are formed in places where something is rotting. It can be shit or carcasses. Well, a saltpeter pit is actually nothing more than a mass grave. The best natural saltpeter maker.
Krezyl said saltpeter is a vessel for life energy. I get it that it's left over from dead bodies, but how do you get it from shit?
God's mysterious ways. You know how it is.
And he also wanted me to taste it. That's nonsense, though, isn't it?
Unfortunately, it isn't. Otherwise, you won't know if it's saltpeter or some other shit. It feels kind of cold on the tongue.
Jesus. And you know where to look for such a pit full of carcasses, do you?
Not exactly, but I have an idea. Times are evil and there's plenty of corpses. A person who's digging holes and throwing dead bodies into them and doesn't even know he's got a a saltpeter mine.
A knacker? A gravedigger? So knacker, what is that? I forgot what a knacker does. Let's see here.
The local gravedigger?
Exactly. And the one we have here in the region is also the knacker.
Well, I haven't met him yet. Where can I find him?
The cemetery is beyond Troskovitz, towards the Apollonia rocks.
So I'm in for a walk to the cemetery.
Seems like it.
All right, here we go.
Too bad you couldn't have walked around the county with us before. It was fun. And pretty useful experience. I learned a lot during that time, and I won't keep it to myself. I'd be happy to teach you something, if you want.
Looks like she's a
I'll keep
trainer.
that in mind.
A lot of trainers in this game.
Gravedigger will be suspicious, so I'd bring him some kind of offering. He's always dragging those carcasses, so I'm sure he'd appreciate a slab of fresh meat from Troskovitz butcher.
Good idea.
He lives a short way from the cemetery, so at least the meat won't go bad on the way. Lots of luck, the poet.
The poet. I thought that he would actually prefer like a strong drink, but I don't know why he'd want meat after seeing dead bodies all day. About you, Bonnie. Why do you work for the miller?
Why do you work for the miller?
Because he pays well, and don't care how much coin I make on the side.
You mean by stealing?
And he doesn't ask any stupid questions.
What did you do before?
What did you do before?
I got by any way I could. Believe it or not, I started in a convent.
You? A nun? Well, why not? I was in the cloisters myself for a while.
Oh well, different people have different fates. But we all ended up here anyway, in the armpit of the world.
Yeah, if you haven't played the first game, there was a portion of the game where basically you have to become a monk, and it actually becomes more of like a stealth thing, basically. Like you're infiltrating the monastery, basically. What do you think about Krezyl?
What do you think about Krezyl?
You're another one of those that don't know if they should love him or hate him, right? Krezyl is his own man. Once you learn to get along with him, you can't help but admire him a bit. But sometimes he's unbearable as soon as he opens his mouth.
Why do you work for them?
Because he...
You mean...
And...
About the saltpeter job. What do you know about the gravedigger?
What do you know about the Troskovitz gravedigger?
He's a pretty tough old bird. He follows the rule, I'll treat you the way you treat me. And he appreciates when a fella's direct and open. But I probably wouldn't tell him everything about us.
So, Bonnie, the most honest girl I know, sent me. I'd like to see some dead animals as models for painting a church fresco. A scene from the apocalypse.
That might be a bit much, but you learn fast.
What was it with the saltpeter?
How was the saltpeter collection and tasting again?
It was... Xena kept whining about when you go and clean... We made...
What, by...
Confiscate...
Tell me more about Zenek.
Tell me something more about Zinek.
He's Andy, that's for sure. But also a bit of a fool. To be honest, I don't care for Krezyl's horseshit most of the time either. I do this job because it's fun. Unlike Zenek. He does everything for his own good, doesn't give a damn about any greater cause or other people. Actually, he really pisses me off with his attitude. And he entertains himself by coming up with the stupidest nicknames for me. Dunga, for instance. What kind of a bloody awful name is Dunga?
Oh, lovely.
Oh, man.
What does he call himself?
Scruffy. Or Jan, Nicholas, Franz, Peter, Jakub. The most bland, everyday names. He tries to be careful, but then he opens his big mouth and fucks it all up. Just like in Troskovitz.
What's the deal with the lair?
What is this lair place?
Krezyl built a store so all them honest, curious people in the mill, the likes of Hensel, wouldn't have to worry their little heads about what we're doing here.
You mean behind that boarded-up door in the cliff?
We're definitely not doing anything there right now. Because of the mess in there. I told Zenek to clean it up. I think he wants to see if the place will get so rotten that saltpeter will bloom on the walls.
Alright. Can you teach me?
I'd like to learn something.
And what would you like?
Let's see. So she's got thievery, stealth, and alchemy.
I hear you're good at opening locks without a key. I'd like to learn.
Alright, I'll show you something. But you need time for it.
Okay, so it looks like Zenek made it back after we freed him from the stockade.
Greetings, my friend.
About Zenek. Why do you work for the miller?
Why do you work for the miller?
Well, how can I put it? Anywhere else, they'd have kicked me out by now. The miller's the last person who'd still give me a job. He says every idiot is of some use at least.
Useful idiots.
And you see that as a compliment?
I see a coin in my hand every week. That's all I care about.
Alright. What did you do before?
What did you do before you started working for the miller?
A bit of this, a bit of that. When I was still a boy, I stirred lye at a tannery, and then I slaved away at a dye house. But since I came to the town, it's been, well, let's say not exactly honest work. But that's what I'm best at, see?
And what do you think of Krezyl?
What do you think of Krezyl?
Is this some kind of test or what? I can think what I want, and I keep my opinion to myself. And you ought to do the same.
Alright. That's some new work.
Long time no see, eh?
Krezyl gave you another job.
Yeah. I proved myself to him last time, so why not continue our collaboration?
Did you come here to make fun of me? Just like Bonnie? As soon as she showed up, she gave me hell over that manuscript.
No, not at all. I just need to find out something only you would know.
What do you know about the gravedigger?
What do you know about the gravedigger?
Not much to know. He's half gravedigger and half knacker. He takes care of both dead people and animals.
Ah, okay, that's what a
Never
knacker
figured
does.
that out without your
I know
help.
I've heard that term before.
Anything more
Yes,
interesting?
that's someone who puts
He's
down
my
animals.
father. And he's a wizard, same as me.
Yeah, right.
It's true. I was born the seventh son of a seventh son. I have the power of clairvoyance and I can raise the dead. I'm just hiding out with the miller until my time comes. I've been chosen to save the world.
Yeah, nice story. But if I'm going to get the miller some saltpeter, I need to know something useful.
Oh, aye. You're not much fun, are you? The gravedigger's as boring as you are. Also, he knows when he's being lied to, and he hates it. So don't even try it.
You see? That's the kind of thing I wanted to know. Was that so hard?
It's enough.
Take care.
Okay, so here we are at the Troskevich Cemetery. Let's see if we can find the gravedigger / knacker. Let's see. Maybe he's over here. The quest marker's over this way. Aha! He must be in here. Hopefully this isn't a private area. There's the gravedigger, Ignatius. I need to find a saltpeter pit. Are you the local gravedigger?
You must be the local gravedigger, right? I'm Henry.
Ignatius, master of the sod, at your service. Looking for a final resting place? Or do you need to bury a dead goat?
None of that. I have a different, slightly unusual request. Bonnie from Lower Semine sent me. We're looking for a saltpeter pit.
From Lower Semine? What pit?
A saltpeter pit.
I ain't never heard of nothing like that. What's it supposed to be? A pit to hell?
Embellish the facts or tell him the truth? Let's tell him the truth.
Nah, it's actually just a pit full of carcasses. These white crystals form on the walls of it. And that's exactly what we're after.
Ah, now I get it.
Nice.
You should have said you're looking for the pit I throw carcasses into. What's all this about Salty Peter?
Salty
I'm going to
Peter.
go there anyway, so I'll take you there.
Cool.
Really? That was easier than I thought.
Not even a chicken scratches in the dirt without hope of reward, though.
Oh.
You'll help me with something first.
What's that?
I have some collections from some Stratego farmsteads, and I'd be a fool if I didn't use a helping hand. At least one day I can take it a bit easy.
Sure.
You want me to help you with your grave digging business?
Why not? You look like a strong fella. You'll be a good helper.
Alright, so we can agree or we can pay him with meat. Let's try to pay him with meat.
I have a better idea. You tell me where I can find that pit, and I'll give you a nice piece of fresh meat for it.
I won't say no to that. Show me what you have.
So we got smoked salami.
Oh, aye, fresh meat.
Damn.
What a feast that'll
I
make.
really like that salami.
Now, listen closely. That pit of yours lies at the end of a long journey that we'll take together on my wagon.
So you got meat out of me for nothing?
When I see how much you lot in Lower Semine are interested in it, I'm not just going to hand it
boy.
to you on a plate.
Okay.
Thanks for the meat, and don't worry about a thing. Grave digging is a job like any other. Sooner or later, everyone needs our services. And if it wasn't for us knackers, folk would have to deal with their animal carcasses themselves.
Alright. Okay. Of course, I understand.
Of course, I understand. I'm just a little worried about what people will say about me when they see me with you.
Dude.
I wouldn't like to lose the honour I've earned as squire to a nobleman.
Don't worry about what people say. They'll only strip you of your honour if you let
Yeah.
them. So what then? Shall we take a nice little ride with my boys Snorter and Dragonfly
Snorter.
here? Nice and early, at daybreak.
Okay. Alright, here we go. Let's not drag it out.
Let's get this over with then.
Didn't you understand me? We ain't going nowhere now.
Daybreak, right.
Like I said, be here at daybreak.
Yes, I understand.
That's between night and day.
Okay.
Do you understand?
I do. Where can I wait?
Is there some place
God,
I
we
can wait
lost
for
Rep for
morning to
that?
come?
Of course, if you've got nothing better to do, you can sit here with me.
Okay.
If you know how to read, I have a book hidden in the outhouse I got of a dead fella. That'll make the time go faster. In fact,
Okay.
you can keep it. All I can do is admire all them fancy squiggles in it anyway.
Alright,
And
I'll
where
read
can I
it.
sleep?
At the inn in Troskevich. Get a good breakfast there, too. You'll need it to be at full strength. Here's a little something so you know I take care of my helpers. See you in the morning.
Alright. Okay, so here's the outhouse. And there's the book, The Rule of St. Dismas the First. Oh, Lord. Disgusting. Alright, I guess I'm gonna go sleep until daybreak. So I'll be back here tomorrow morning. Alright, so here we are at the crack of dawn at the Gravedigger's house. So, let's see what's going on here. Let's see what he's got in store for us. I also never been here at this time. Wow. Is this a glitch? Or are these... Oh, those are fireflies, I think. I don't think it's a glitch. They don't seem to be moving. But that's an interesting effect. Okay. Well, let's see if he's ready to take us on a tour of his job, basically. So here we are. Open the door. And where is he? Is he ready to go? Okay, so he's still sleeping. He told me to get ready early, and Gravedigger Ignatius is still sleeping.
Greetings, sir.
Come on, man. Let's get going.
I don't know if I'm completely ready for this.
Yeah.
But let's get going.
The dew is still on the leaves. The roads are clear. You don't need your horse. I'll stable him here.
All right.
It'll be heaven for him.
Did he have to rhyme
In
with
any
that?
case, heaven's always close here. Hop on the wagon and Snorter and Dragonfly here will take care of us.
All right. Here we go. Okay, are you gonna get dressed, man?
Fertilizer, meat, pain, Aesop. Got it all. Good.
Okay, so he's getting dressed. There we go. All right. Let's get going, Ignatius. And I guess I'm gonna join him here. Let's mount up. There we go. Cool.
We've got a long journey ahead of us,
All
so
right.
get yourself comfortable so your ass won't hurt. So, you say you're from Lower Semine, eh?
You could say that.
Well, you could say that. I help the miller with whatever I can. I got a place to sleep there. Soon I'll be able to call the miller uncle.
I remember Krezyl when he was still a wee lad. Even then he was a great big smart ass. When I buried his parents, he was traipsing somewhere through the world. Maybe you heard what they say about Lower Semine round these parts. Krezyl don't sell short measure, not that. He looks out for his reputation, but his helpers have been seen often in the villages after dark, looking fishy. Or during the day, in the pillories. Don't that Bonnie of yours belong to that gang too?
Bonnie's not a thief, lie, or Bonnie's a thief. Let's try to lie.
Bonnie's an honest girl, and her friend Zinnek is too. Krezyl only sent them to scrape saltpeter
We don't
off
snitch,
the walls of the
man.
styes. So that's just what they've been doing. From what she told me, they had nothing else in mind.
Lower Semine's a thorn in the side for a lot of folk. Some on account of the competition. Some is just rubbed up the wrong way by that Krezyl. Either way, all they need's the slightest excuse to grab their pitchforks. Go and grab the miller and shove his face right in his own millstone.
Oh my gosh. Alright. Doesn't look like there's a skip feature like in Cyberpunk, so guess we're just gonna have to sit here and enjoy the scenery. And this view right here too. If you're into that. Oh, who's this guy?
Whoa, boys, whoa!
Guess we're gonna help him.
Come on! Are you deaf? Oh, they're acting
Oh, never
stubborn
mind.
again. Now listen, Henry. Here on the left side, you'll see the ruins of a cottage that's been abandoned for a few years.
Okay, it looks mysterious.
Mysterious. What treasures might be hidden there?
You'll soon see. I have a trap set inside the cottage.
Oh.
I wanted to lure a wolf into it, but that didn't work out. There's a deer rotting there unnecessarily. So hop in there and bring it to the wagon.
Okay, here we go. Time to pick up a dead deer. Let's go.
Finally. At least we're not blocking the road too much.
Alright, so let's go find that dead deer and haul it into the wagon. Okay, so here's the abandoned cottage. Let's see if we can find the deer carcass. Oh shoot, is that a wolf? Hold on. Oh yeah, he did mention there was a wolf here. Get out of here, boy. Is there another one? Where's the other one? Is there any more of them? Hopefully not. Okay, so here we are at the cottage. Get out my torch. Can't barely see here. Okay, do I see a deer carcass anywhere here? Lockpick very hard. Huh. Maybe there's some good loot in here. Ooh. Let's see what's in here. Oh, oh, there's the deer carcass.
Jesus, what stench. Better quickly throw it in a sack and take it back to the wagon.
Damn. I wonder how you're supposed to get in here if you don't have good lock picking skills. I must have missed like a key or something. That or you have to climb in through here. But here we go. Let's pick this thing up. Bag and take. Kind of similar to the butchering animation. There we go. Only he doesn't have a knife out. Bag it up. Alright, it's kind of a neat way that they did that, you know, like hide the complex animation by keeping the deer carcass actually out of frame while he does that. Okay. Yeah, I'm still curious how I would have gotten in here. If I didn't have good lockpicking skills. Hold on. Protecting noxious from the farm hands. Uh-oh, okay. Okay, hold on. How do I drop this thing? Hey, what's going on here?
Put that carcass down and get over here. You hear me?
Okay.
Do you have a weapon? Big deal.
What's going on?
Is that supposed to be a threat?
What are you guys talking? What's going on here? You said get over here. Can we talk?
That's right.
What's going on, Ignatius?
Ah, I'm trying to explain to these fellas we've got nothing to do with no thieving around here. They should go to Lower Semine to complain.
Two stinking pieces of shit was sneaking around our sties and cellars and lining their purses with silver too while they was at it. Some scruffy and dunger. You must be scruffy, eh?
That's Bonnie and
I'm Henry,
Zinnick.
and those names mean nothing to me.
Like I said, if it's rotten carrion they're after, they should have come to me. A passion for knacking is the only thing we have in common.
Is that so? So prove it then.
How? So we can say easy, justice will find the guilty. Do I look like a thief to you, or that's enough? Attack. Let's go ahead and try to use our noble aura, basically.
Take a good look at me.
Yeah.
Do I look like a thief? Or more like a commonplace, maybe just slightly grubby, hired hand? At this rate, you could blame any old peasant who's grimy after a hard day's work.
I don't know. I don't reckon I've ever seen a real thief up close.
Ask around about me and you'll find out everyone knows I can't stand a liar. I'll keep my promises and show up on time. So enough talk, and let's carry on to where duty calls us.
All right, listen. We'll be going then. But if you happen to run into them two thieves, you tell us right away. Got it?
Sure.
Of course. You can count on it.
Why
Glad
not?
to hear it. Let's go, fellas.
All right. No snitching, man. No snitching.
What's next? Are we going?
Okay, I guess I have to talk to him first. Yes, we're going, dude. Shall we carry on?
Not much left for us to do here, eh?
Hopefully our luck will hold out, and we'll only be breaking the limbs of carcasses today. The next farm's just up ahead. Hop on, and let's go.
Let's do it. All right, here we go.
Here we come, Snorter. Don't worry.
All right, I'm in the wagon. Where is he? Oh, I guess I have to. I guess the next objective is right here. So let me get off this first. Whoops. Oh, never mind. He was just taking a really long time to get back on the wagon. All right, here we are. Let's get going. Next location.
That was just a kind of little favour for me. Now we'll help the locals here in Jdar with their carcasses.
Okay. I'm happy to help.
So far, I've just carried sacks. I already did that for the miller.
Yesterday, the good wife from that farm came and told me both their pigs died. So we'll scoop them up and haul them off. You scoop them up and haul them to my cart. She says it was a curse. There was a flash of lightning, the pigs started trembling, squealing and puking, and then keeled over and dropped dead.
Clearly divine punishment.
All right, that's what you get. People sin here in their seclusion, thinking they're out of sight of our Lord.
It ain't my first day doing this job, so I could see right off them pigs had been poisoned. The good wife swore them pigs were happy as, well, pigs in shit. She said they even let them go to a nearby stream to have a wallow. It flows here through the forest on the right. Since we're here, you ought to go and take a look around there. Check how clear that spring really is.
I'll take a look at it.
All right. I'll see what's going on there.
And I'm going to enjoy having a helper. At least for one day.
God, yes, keep
Maybe
rubbing
I'll
it in,
roll
man.
around in the grass here with Snorter and Dragonfly.
Alright, so let's find the source of the infection. Here we go. When he stops the wagon. Oh, that must be the good wife right there.
Yeah!
Waiting for us. Okay, here we go. Let me step off my carriage here. How are you, my good wife? Let's see. Housemaid. Oh, guess we can talk to her. Okay. Okay, let's go and find the source of the infection first. Should be off in the woods here. We did see some wolves run off over here, so maybe they killed something, like a carcass, and dragged it into the spring. And maybe now that's now tainting the water. So let's see what's going on here. Maybe. That's my theory. Okay, so we're here at the,
Those pigs came here to drink.
Yep.
Where to now? I can smell something upstream.
Yeah, there must be a dead body infecting the water here. So what's going on over here? Upstream. Dead deer.
Here it is.
Yep.
Wolves must have killed them. Didn't even eat them up. I'll go and tell Ignatius.
Alright, can we do anything to it? Like take it out of here at least? No. Ugh, look at that. It's all bloated up and rotten and everything. Alright. Here we go. I found the source of the infection.
It really wasn't a curse. There are rotting carcasses in the water upstream from the watering spot. No wonder the pigs caught some disease.
Well, what do you know? I was right. I'll give you a hand. It'd take you all night on your own.
Okay. So he helped us out with the carcass at the stream. Now we just need to get those pigs. Here's the pigsty. Ugh, look at that. That looks disgusting, man. That one was a female. Look at all those teats. Bag it up. Jeez. Ugh, it must smell like crap in here, man. Like, pigsties already don't smell good. Well, I don't know.
Is this really worth it?
From first-hand experience, but I'm guessing they already smell shitty. And then imagine 2 dead pigs in there. That's disgusting. Get out of the way, chickens. Alright, here we are. Let's drop the dead pig in here. Okay, let's go get the other one. Alright, pig number 2. This one must be the, oh no, this one's female also. I just didn't notice the teats earlier because they were covered in dirt or shit or whatever that is, mud.
Yeah. Ugh, and another.
Ugh. Alright.
Poor things. A waste of good meat.
Yup. Okay, here we are. Let's go ahead and drop this one off. Put down the sack.
What's next? Are we going?
Yep. We're done here.
I took care of the carcasses. We can drive on.
Nice work. There's even a bit of meat left for me.
Ugh.
Yeah. You'd eat that.
Dude.
They've been lying there God knows how long.
But nicely in the cold.
That's
There's nothing
disgusting,
wrong
man.
with it. Anyway, you won't be eating it, so don't worry about it. Let's keep going.
I thought he said they were poisoned. You're still gonna eat the meat of it? Like, isn't the meat bad? Like, tainted now or something?
How you don't obey me. You're surely horsing around today.
Whatever. He can eat that disgusting, nasty, rotten pig meat if he wants to. Let's go, sir.
So far, it ain't that bad, eh? You don't have to take down no hanged man or bury an unbaptized child.
So far so good.
Oh, ever since I started working for the miller, all I did was carry sacks. The sack makers here in the region must live like kings. Of course, it could be a lot worse.
I like having to carry sacks full of thistles. Now listen to me closely. You
What?
won't be carrying anything at the next farmstead.
What am I doing?
Instead, you'll have to make one carcass
What?
there. See, the work of a knacker ain't just about clearing away dead
Put them out of their
animals.
misery.
Now and then, you've got
Yeah.
to put down some creature, so it don't suffer. Or, like today, to put it down so everyone around it don't have to suffer. In this case, we're talking about a dog.
Dog. Must be rabid. What can I do?
Well, what can I do? But I doubt I'll feel good about it.
That cur belongs to the greengrocer, Vizar. I've heard they're both pretty fierce. Don't draw too much attention to yourself at the farmstead. I'll give you some Aesop potion to drink first, and some meat and bane. Soak the meat with the poison and throw it to the dog. He'll probably be locked in a pen somewhere.
Okay.
As soon as it's done, we'll disappear before anyone notices anything. I got paid well for it from the neighbors, so don't fuck it up for me.
Alright, so I guess we need to bane this hair meat, use the weak Aesop on ourselves, and, you know, put this dog down, I guess. Oh, are those Cubans? Or mercenaries? Oh, damn, there's so many rats over, like, crawling around everywhere, jeez. Or, like, field mice or whatever those are. Alright, let's get off. Time to dismount. Let me make sure I apply the bane. Oh, hired hand. I heard you have a rabid dog here.
I've heard you have some mean old mutt around here.
Monarch! Oh, aye, what a brute.
Monarch, huh?
Baisar is training him to be ready for war. Sometimes, instead of shooting at birds, we shoot at the dog, so he'll get used to it. But that bugger always takes off, and then people complain that he killed some chickens. But one day they'll be glad when Monarch saves their hides from some bandits that are marauding around here.
Oh, maybe you should be locked up.
He is, though, in the shed behind the barn.
All right.
All right.
Farewell,
check it out.
sir.
I'm well.
Sorry.
Those are interesting patterns around the window.
The monarch? Sigismund himself came here to visit you in this backwater. I bet he wasn't too happy you didn't feed him well, though. He is royalty after all.
Not that monarch. I meant my dog.
Ah. Well, I wish good health to both of you. You and Monarch. But you should feed him, though, so he doesn't run off ravaging sheep again.
Horseshit. They're just trying to pin it on me. I can tell he's here when he keeps barking like
Maybe there's
mad.
more to this than I
Don't
thought.
get upset now. I'm just saying what the villagers are telling me.
Maybe we shouldn't poison it. Hold on. Let's drink the Aesop potion and let's try talking to the greengrocer first. Maybe there's a way to do this without killing the dog.
Well, I'll be going back.
My God, you're all covered in blood.
Well, I've been hauling corpses all day. I hear you have a wild dog here.
I hear you have some wild dog here.
What? You're the wild dog, you wretch. If you're another of them bastards trying to steal him or poison him, you'd better make yourself scarce before I set him on you.
It was good to see you, my friend.
Lost reputation for that. Okay. Maybe I shouldn't even talk to him. Is this what Monarch's doghouse is? Is it dead?
fuck
Shit
that.
in here?
The dog isn't here.
here.
The door's open. Where did he run off to?
Well, I guess we're gonna have to see if we can track Monarch down. Barking?
Barking.
Ah.
He's coming from over there.
Okay, there's that might be Monarch over there. Is that a person? No, that's a person. What's going on? Okay. So here we are. There's some people over here. Is that Monarch?
This is your favorite, isn't it?
Oh. Who is this lady? She's like all friendly with him and petting
What
him.
are you doing here, Henry?
Who is that? She knows me? Hold on. Calm down, Monarch. Damn, he looks hella mean.
Henry, how come you're here?
Oh, Bonnie. What?
Bonnie?
Yeah.
What are you doing here?
What are you doing here?
I'm supposed to poison the dog. I asked you first.
First, tell me what you're
Yeah.
doing here. And how come you're with that beast?
He's no beast. I came here to save him.
You mean steal him?
For him, it'll be a redemption from that horse and master of his. I'll take care of him, in place of my poor dead sniffer.
Bonnie, the gravedigger sent me to kill the dog.
Yep.
He's been paid to do it by the people whose livestock that beast killed. It's the last thing I need to do before he shows me the pit.
It's not the animal's fault. When Zenek and I were here last, I saw how old Vysarik treats him. He doesn't give him food. He abuses him. With a master like that, he won't last long. You wouldn't kill a dumb creature just because its master is a sick horseman, would you?
So there definitely was more to this than meets the eye. Can't we, like, not kill him and then just tell him, hey, the dog ran off or something like that, you know? Like the dog wasn't even there?
What, you don't have to convince me. Ever since the gravedigger told me to do it, I've been trying
Yeah.
to figure out how to save that dog. If you want to take him, I won't stop you.
You're a much better Christian than I thought you were. I'll take him to the lair. We'll meet there.
Hurry off now, before someone sees us together.
Come on now,
Now
boy.
I have to come
You'll
off
like
with
it
it.
in the lair.
Come up with an excuse to tell Ignatius, though. And possibly the greengrocer as well. Oh, there's a grave over here. Can't interact with it or anything, though. Alright, well, here we go. Let's go back to Ignatius and let's see what we can tell him. Because we weren't able to kill the dog. Okay, so here we are. Back with Ignatius. Hopefully he's not pissed at us for not coming back with a dog carcass. Or whatever. So here we go. It's taken care of.
It's taken care of.
Taken care of? How? I hope you didn't go soft after wasting your time talking to Visor.
Could say I let him go, or we could lie about killing him. But then won't he want to come back and get the corpse later or something? Let's try lying.
The dog is dead. So, can we go to the pit now?
Dead, eh? And what are you so nervous about?
We could say it wasn't pleasant to watch, or it wasn't a dog. Wasn't a dog? It wasn't pleasant to watch.
Well, it wasn't pleasant to watch. I did it exactly how you told me. I poisoned him.
Oh, aye? And how did it go exactly?
Well, I dipped the meat in poison. He ate it, and peacefully departed to doggy heaven.
So, it all went how it should. I use a real strong mixture so the creatures don't suffer too much. He's done for, the beast.
All right.
Finally.
He believed us.
Let's go before we start looking suspicious.
Okay. All right, cool. So we were able to do that without killing the dog. Nice.
So this is it. This is the pit.
The pit.
Slowly, boy. Slowly. Have a bit of respect.
Must smell like
Death
shit
always
here.
deserves respect, whether it's people or animals.
Is that really it? I was expecting a bigger pit.
But there's hardly 3 heaps here. Is this really it? Are you yanking my pizzle again?
Of course not. True, it used to be one big pit. But then I found out when you pile up carcasses in smaller pits and throw some wet hay between them, it all rots better. And the better it rots, the more niter you'll have. Are you going to take some right away?
I won't.
Krezyl will send his people here, or Krezyl will draw inspiration from this. Huh. I wonder if that makes any kind of difference. I mean, we can replicate this process. Like, we could dig a pit this small and just throw, you know, carcasses in there. So, and then we would have the process, right? We wouldn't have to come back all the way here across the map to get the niter. So I think draw inspiration from this is more practical.
I'll just tell Krezyl where you have it. I don't know if he'll take something away. Maybe he'll just make his own pit according to your design.
Now that would be a great honor.
Well, I reckon I'm delaying the inevitable.
Oh, God.
I'll still have to taste it.
Here we
You're
go.
going to taste it?
It's the only way I can be certain it really is saltpeter.
God's nails. And they say I'm disgusting. Wait a moment. I've got a reward for you. Just so's you don't think old Ignatius and his even older nags is ungrateful riffraff. Take it as a thanks for your help. Maybe you'll take over my trade one day when I'm pushing up daisies myself.
That may very well be.
Who knows?
Let's just be
Maybe
polite.
that'll really be my fate. I'll live at the cemetery, build piles of carcasses, and eat bread with saltpeter.
Here's something that'll definitely come in handy if you ever need to go through all this again.
What is it?
Either with me or somewhere
Maybe
else.
a book?
Thanks.
Taste it then.
Oh, Knacker's gloves.
This I have got to see.
Oh god, he wants to watch us taste the saltpeter. Okay, how do I do that? I'm in the pit. Taste. Okay, here we go.
You didn't have to make such a beast of it.
Look at me. I'm a Lord's messenger to a taster of cadavers. Cold and salty. This must be it.
Oh boy. Alright, is there anything else we could say to him before we go? Take me back to this. Oh, we could ask him to take us back to the cemetery. Alright, let's ask him to take us back.
If you're going back to your cottage, I'd like to take a ride with you.
Of course. But in return, you have to help me get all this lot buried. So there's some more saltpeter in the making.
Alright. Cleaning up the carcasses. I guess those are the ones we picked up. Okay, and back to the gravediggers.
Greetings, my friend.
What's new in the region?
Have you heard any news?
There's something new every day. Death roams these parts with me following close behind.
What happened to those dead people from the pond?
Do you know what happened with the bodies from near the pond? Tankard, Conrad.
Who?
Well, you wouldn't know their names. A couple of soldiers that fell there.
From the ambush.
Where are they buried?
Oh, I remember them. They all ended up in a pit together right by the cemetery. All I got was a yellow waffen rock for the effort. Getting them out of there was a grind. They was well fed. You could tell right away they was from better parts than this here county.
Yeah, you're right. They're a long way from home.
Not to worry. Earth is earth, wherever it is.
That's very true. Are you related to the herb woman?
Are you and the herb woman related? You both look, well, really old.
We're not related.
Ah.
We both got some years behind us, and we both unclean in our own ways. That's all we have in common. Different herb women came to me from time to time for hangman's nooses or nails from the gallows. What they do with them is their own business. I'm just a trader. But Bozhena ain't like the others. She's an honest herb woman who only heals with herbs and prayers. Do you know why they chased her out of town?
I do.
I do.
On account of Yakesh's son.
There's a place called Limbus Infantium. Make sure you never send anyone there. Not even by accident, like Bozhena did with Yarushek.
Well, I don't think I'll be going into the midwifery trade, but I get you.
Alright, I buried Geza.
I had to dabble in your trade a little bit. Buried a young man from the nomad camp who got beaten to death by woodcutters.
I know. Don't think I didn't try to get him for myself. He wasn't baptized, so I couldn't bury him in the cemetery. But he deserved a good place in the ground nonetheless. It gave me a terrible itch. I can't stand unfinished work.
Wow.
The damn woodcutters left him there like a solstice decoration.
I buried him in his favourite place.
You did well. Don't hesitate to bury any other corpses you find left unburied. You have my blessing. I can tell right away if a fella understands an honest trade.
Alright, enough of that. Let's get going.
Farewell, my friend.
Farewell. Alright, so we're finally back at the Lower Semine Mill. Let's go ahead and let Krezyl know about the saltpeter pit over by Apollonia. I found a saltpeter pit.
I found the place where we can harvest saltpeter. You just head out of Troskovitz towards Apollonia, carry on alongside the road, then head off it at the right spot. Only it's not a pit, it's 3 piles of earth. The gravedigger Ignatius drove me there himself.
And is it the real stuff? Did you taste it?
Yeah. And I hope I never have to do that again. Ugh. I think the experience has changed me forever.
Oh, come on. You whine more than Zinnik. It's just commonplace salt. I was hoping it'd be closer. To go all the way to Apollonia. If I sent 2 wagons, that should be enough.
What should I do?
That means I could mix a barrel and a half.
Krezyl, focus. What else do you need from me?
Oh, sorry. What were you asking? About a reward? It's right here.
Thanks. How's
Alright.
it going with the golem?
That was
Well,
forbidden fruit.
The whole thing is really appealing to a scholar of my field of interest and important for humanity. But certain circumstances have emerged which, unfortunately, move its creation somewhere further into the future.
Wait, what do you mean? So there won't be any golem?
Not for now.
What about all the niter? The life essence?
I admitted to myself it's maybe too much to take on, and I decided to go back to my roots.
So the search for saltpeter was for nothing?
Not at all. The saltpeter will help us create primordial matter. The origin. Chaos. Materia Prima.
Oh,
God. Here we go again.
As alchemical scholars, we actually have only one task before us. To penetrate the diaphanum and find out where it gets its disposition and power from. Only then will we understand the nature of the shadows.
Eh?
I'll explain it to you.
by the way, the way that his apron keeps on bobbing up and down, I know it's from like the wind physics or whatever, or the air physics, but it makes it look like he's nervously like bouncing his knee all the time. Explain.
Tell me then, what's the next task then, Krezyl?
From behind the closed gates of Trotsky come quiet whispers, carried by the wind, all the way here to me in the mill. Do you hear it too?
I hear a madman. To the point.
Can you get to the point? What's this about?
Scribe Erezim received a trunk from Prague, and in that trunk was...
The document of Hermes Trismegistos?
No, a book. And from an author more venerable than Hermes. It's thin, with a sand-colored cover, embossed. Ordinary at first glance, but the treasure's inside. You might say it's kind of an alchemical cookbook.
I'm going to steal it, eh?
So I'm gonna have to pick some locks again, eh? And in the castle, no less. I'd like to know how I'm supposed to get in there.
Yeah.
Trotsky is shut tight.
For some. The gates of Trotsky may appear to be closed to us, mere mortals. But why try to force your way in when there's a person they'll invite in themselves?
What person?
Hold on, we'll get to that. We've got the Semine wedding coming up. I can't wait to try out my new potion against drunkenness there.
Oh, gosh.
What about you? You still need to get there?
Okay. I think I'm going to stop here because I do want to see what the other quest is for the Taka blacksmith before we proceed with the main quest. I don't even know anymore.
Things are taking so long with you, I'd half given up hope. Besides, after the taste of carcasses I had to endure, I've kind of lost my appetite for the wedding feast.
Well, you better get it back again, because I honor my promises. Start getting ready. I see you've already got a fine outfit. Ad charisma tuendum. St. Paul would be pleased.
So you'll really get me into that wedding? Am I dreaming?
No, you're not. But before you start celebrating, we won't be going by ourselves. We'll have company. Or, to be more exact, the two of us will be accompanying a certain person.
Ooh.
Me as a friend and host, and you as a bodyguard, loyal servant. Call it what you will.
So, who is it? It will be a woman. We don't need anyone else. What do I say? It will be a woman.
It'll be some female, right?
Correct. But not just any female. A true lady will come to the wedding with us. Radiant as the morning star, refined as pure gold. All will be stunned by her beauty. And she'll be our lockpick that will find the weak spot in the gate to Trotsky. All it'll take is a little push. And clunk. The lock will open. And the book will be mine.
Weak spot? Nothing but similes.
Similes, word games. I'll never get a straight answer out of you.
The castle's weak spot is Chamberlain Ulrich, because he himself has a weakness for women. Of all the single damsels at the wedding, ours will be the most charming and irresistible for him. Noble or not, he's a mortal man, and he'll start to think with his male member. We will watch as he becomes feverish with lust. Soon he'll be begging to take our companion to Trotsky. He'll pretend his motives are pure, so she'll be more comfortable. And when the Chamberlain becomes insistent, you, as her personal bodyguard, will accept his offer. Naturally, you'll say you won't leave her side so you can defend her honor. Once in Trotsky, Ulrich will do everything to get you to leave him alone with her. And that will be your chance.
Sounds easy. Sounds suspicious or sounds stupid? Sounds easy.
I can hardly believe that you, of all people, would come up with such a straightforward plan.
Well, it's not all that straightforward. I admit there's a certain element here that makes everything more complicated. First, we have to find our gracious lady.
Okay, where do you want to find this lady?
Where do you want to find this lady? Here.
Look, she doesn't have to be a lady per se. We just need a wench with a pretty face. We'll get her a nice dress, some perfume. She doesn't even have to speak. We'll do the talking.
Could Bonnie do it? I'm not a matchmaker. Would a village girl do? Would a bathhouse wench do? What a bathhouse wench do?
So some bathhouse wench would do.
Aye, that should work. You can find lots of capable girls at the Zhelyaoff baths, including some who aren't so well known. It's true, Dorothy can be a bit unpleasant.
That's an option.
You'll be giving her an offer she can't refuse.
Dorothy owns the bathhouse?
Aye. next to the alehouse there. You'll tell her I'm offering enough groschen to buy 2 cows or a small cottage. That should soften her up.
Alright, I'll take care of it.
Alright, I'll take care of it.
Excellent. You're a talented, likable youngster, like Knight Roland of yore. I have complete faith in you. And don't forget, we're going to need to dress the girl up and make her smell nice.
Perfumes
so she comes
and
across
nice
like
dresses.
a real lady.
Got it.
So, stop off at Troskowitz as well and get her a nice brocade dress and some long-lasting perfume. Mentha would be ideal.
Alright, where should I find the dress?
Where can I find the dress?
Where do you think? The butcher's? Go and see the tailor. Bartoszek has just the thing in his shop. A beautiful red dress made of Tyrolean brocade.
Okay.
Why that dress exactly?
Because red is the color of love and passion. And rich Tyrolean brocade is just begging to be touched. Ulrich won't know where to look. The dress is likely to be pretty expensive. But that's no obstacle for you, right?
Right. Where should I find the perfume?
Where can I find the perfume?
Emmerich the apothecary might have something. They say he makes some perfume for his wife. Or ask Betty the innkeeper. She may be a god-awful battle axe, but a nice-smelling one. Or get hold of the recipe and make your own.
I actually have the
mentha.
recipe already.
As an alchemy apprentice, you should be able to manage.
Alright, I'll be going.
I'll be going then.
Once you've got everything ready for the wedding, we'll meet in front of the fortress gate. There, I'll let our lady in on some other details of our plan. But that won't be for your ears. Anyway, you'll be rehearsing your speech to Lord von Berghoff then, won't you?
I can't wait.
Alright, so let's start the side quest Opus Magnum. Do I still have the option to do the Wedding Crashers? Okay. Okay, so I think I'm actually gonna pause before I continue with Opus Magnum, which is Krezyl's next quest, because I kind of want to start the chain with Radovan and just kind of see what that branch looks like before I decide which one of these I want to go with, you know?